We mustn't be complacent. Mustn't sit back like some people in Great Britain did, thinking, oh, they'll never vote to take us out of the European Union. They don't need my vote. Overwhelming, no one would ever be that silly. And they woke up after that vote with a hangover. We don't need a hangover on the 4th here in Cape Town. We want to pop the champagne corks and have the hangover on the 5th. But I want to say to you tonight, and that's essentially the message and why I'm here, Durban boy here in Cape Town, is to tell you that there's a far more historic mission on the 3rd of August. And that's if we're able to win the city with an even bigger majority, if we're able to win places like Nelson Mandela Bay and Tshwane, and we can see we've got the momentum, we're pushing forward, the polls are looking good, we're going to keep driving for the next 2 weeks. If we can reduce the ANC's majority around the country, on the 3rd of August, we the people will strike a hammer blow against President Zuma and the ANC and their rotten policies. Yeah. Let me tell you something. President Zuma may be prepared to ignore the public protector, the constitutional court, may be prepared to dodge questions in Parliament and dodge other political parties. But on the 3rd of August, he cannot dodge the people of South Africa.
That's right.
And we must turn the 3rd of August into a referendum on the future direction of this country. And let me tell you, if we can, as they say in the northern suburbs where I spend some time, give the ANC a Snot Klap on the 3rd of August. Then you're going to see change happening in South Africa. And if you want just a little starter, voorreg, you can see what's happening now suddenly with the SABC. Yeah. Suddenly it's a problem. We've been saying for the last 3 years, Mr. Motsoeneng is a disaster there at Faulty Towers. We need to get rid of him and have a proper state broadcaster. Suddenly the ANC, realizing their fingers are slipping off the leaves of power in municipalities across the country, the SABC is suddenly an issue for them. Suddenly nobody wants to take the Gupta's calls anymore in government. Because they're petrified of what's going to happen on the 3rd of August, and we need to make sure we keep that date with destiny, and we make them soar on the 3rd of August. They must feel the wrath of South Africans for what they've done. And let me tell you, if in the light of Nkandla, if in the light of al-Bashir, corruption and maladministration, collapsing municipalities around the country, the ANC don't feel the heat on the 3rd of August, they're going to wake up on the 4th with the biggest blank check you've ever seen in your life. Because they will know then that they can act with impunity and there are no consequences. They'll have changed their name to absolutely no consequences for their despicable behavior and their mismanagement of the economy and the poverty and suffering they're causing for so many of our fellow citizens. We can't afford that, because then we are going to head into decades of even further decay that's going to make Nkandla look like chicken feed.